Aye,
I thought we
coming right
divided
up.
up fairly, but that tow rag only gave me the innards.
What do you expect? He's a poacher.
I'm muted.
So
Haha.
loud.
Come on.
I'm back.
Everyone knows about him.
Don't name names. The walls have ears here. And Betty
We
wants
went
to
for
be-
a walk, went to the bank,
Innards are good, aren't
went and got a popsicle. Like a bubblegum flavored popsicle.
My old
It
woman
was like an icy, like bright blue. I don't know if my tongue is still blue.
recipe from mine.
A little bit.
You'd
It
like
was delicious.
It's not a bad
And we're back, and we're doing a second stream. Jesus, Chris.
I couldn't manage a pig that size on my own. She's strong as an ox, and she stamps and bites when she's upset.
Oh, I feel a bit sick.
Easy does it. Deep breath. We'll talk about it later.
Blessings to you.
Alright, sorry I got sidetracked. Chris is looking for one of the cats.
Taking their time again.
I can't remember who I'm supposed to talk to about the wedding. Is it these two guys?
It's like I'm invisible or
An
something.
ale, as usual.
Good day. Good day.
Would you help?
What?
Ah, it's these two guys.
Greetings to you.
Likewise, lad.
I haven't seen you here before. Where are you from?
We're messengers from Rathheim, here to deliver a letter to Lord Bombergov, in the name of Sir Radzig Cobbler of Dworitz and Sir Hanish of Lipa.
Hear that, Crazel? A messenger, he says. Looks more like a scarecrow to me.
He's a lame liar, all right. But he knows how to spin a good yarn. You can't deny him that.
I'm not lying. We're messengers. But everything got out of hand somehow.
Well, whether you're lying or not, no one will believe a word you say in them rags. What do they call you, lad?
I'm Henry.
So, Henry, what was it you were after?
Since you've joined us.
I heard there's going to be a big wedding in these parts. What do you know about it?
That's right. A big affair in Sameen.
Everyone wants to go.
And anyone who's not invited is trying to worm their way in somehow. Not me, though. I couldn't give a toss.
Because you weren't invited, eh?
Of course I was invited. But what do I care about young Sameen and the bailiff's lass? We're all just playthings in God's hands. One day, our earthly bonds will vanish in time, like smoke.
Trying to sound clever again, are you, Crazel?
All I'm saying is that these petty affairs of men leave me cold.
Sod that, it's gonna be big. Even Lord von Burgo himself is gonna be at the wedding. And he hardly ever shows his face in public.
So the first time I went through this game, I did the blacksmith. I'm gonna do the miller first this time. What's up? I am no one.
So, how can I get to the wedding?
The best thing would be to find a job that we needed there.
Aye. There's always lots of hands needed at a wedding. As the hours pass and the guests raise their goblets, they'll lower their guard.
Could someone get to the wedding without an invitation?
Someone? You mean? Forget it, looking like that.
Well, I think it might be possible, using certain
Methods.
Play of light and shadow, a cloak as black as night.
What are you going on about? More Miller's witchery?
All right, all right. I won't say another word.
Semin's bound to keep a damn close eye on his big day. So you won't get in without an invitation.
I'm looking for work.
And what can you do?
I can do a lot of things. But mainly, I'm a blacksmith.
Bugger me. A blacksmith, you say? That makes two of us. And my apprentices have just vanished along with my goods, the bastards. When I'm swamped with work. If you're not talking shit and you can wield a hammer, we'll shake on it. And if you prove your worth, I'll even take you to that wedding.
Why would you work at a forge? Come and work for me at the mill. It's a cleaner job, and easier. And I can get you to that wedding, too.
Leave it out, you rogue. I asked him first.
Now, I went to the smithy first time. Do I have to make a decision right now?
The forge reminds me too much of what happened to my folks. But I spent lots of time in Rattay Mill, too. So I know how things work there.
What? You know old Peshek?
Yeah,
Well, I'll
long
be
term I can do
damned.
both, yeah.
You two know each other?
Why wouldn't we? How's that old rogue?
All right, I think. He pulled me out of a mess. And, taught me a lot of things about...
About the thief's trade, eh? Well, don't be ashamed. We all know what millers are like.
Ah, be quiet, would you? We're not all the same. But I'd always find a job for Peshek's apprentice.
Well, small world. I'll definitely drop by, and we'll come to some agreement. I've got to be going.
Wait, there's something else I want to ask. Out with the truth. You ain't no messengers.
We really are. We didn't look like this when we left Rattay. We set up camp down by the pond, and in the evening we were attacked by bandits. They slaughtered our men. It was only through luck that we saved our skins. We lost everything, even the letter. So they wouldn't let us into the castle.
Can't say I'm surprised. I'd send you packing myself. But it's true, there's bandits marauding in these parts. They're getting bolder and bolder. Even attacked a patrol from the castle recently.
Aye, these are evil times. Nothing never happened like that in King Charles's day.
Farewell then, Henry.
Farewell.
So she's safe.
Okay.
Butcher? Safe? What?
There'd have to be two of us.
You're not the fella who's supposed to carry the sacks, are you?
I am.
What are you standing here for?
I'm waiting. I'm paid to transport loads, not to haul them on my back. The cart won't unload itself, will it?
Ah, that's a stroke of luck. I'm just looking for a job myself. How about I haul those sacks?
It's all the same to me. Go and talk to the innkeeper about it.
I thought I already had talked to the innkeeper about it.
Where do you want the sacks moved to?
To the pantry. That's the second door inside there. But I'd split the work with your pal if I was you. So you don't do yourself a mischief. It's his debt too, ain't it?
I'll go and start with those sacks.
Nice and steady. So you don't do your back in.
I think I have to talk to Hans at this point.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
So I noticed, and you took your time coming back to me. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Bergov is about to leave the castle.
Sacre! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down, let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Sir Older, the son of a respected nobleman from nearby Semine Ford, is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, the local bailiff. It's the talk of the town. Invitation only, it seems. But getting to the wedding isn't as impossible as it might seem. There'll be lots of jobs to do for it. So we could get there as help for the blacksmith, or miller, and maybe someone else.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like Von Bergov will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we
Yeah,
have to
it
do
is,
is get on
buddy.
the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
All right.
Like I said, there's going to be a lot of work involved in a wedding like that. That's our chance.
Work. Well, if you want. But how will you get me to the wedding?
Well, I thought we could both get jobs there.
I'm sure there are other options.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper,
I noticed that too.
and we can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Now this part of the game, last time I argued with him, and I'm not going to waste my time this time.
All right, I understand. I'll carry them by myself.
I'm glad you know your place.
Although, a couple of sacks wouldn't kill you, eh?
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
I understand. I'm in your service, so I'll carry all the sacks. Even your share.
Thank you, Henry. And don't worry, I'll pay you back for your hard work.
I'm on it.
Thanks again for accepting it with humility. And fear not, friend, I'll repay the favor.
How? You're giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe two estates. But above all,
it's like a Bethesda
once we're out
game.
of the worst,
It's like we're playing Bethesda
help
back
you
at the
find
back
your
with
dog.
the way the
as soon
innkeepers
as we
just.
have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think
I didn't
about
even
the
notice
3
that, Hector,
states of
till you
man,
said something. You're not wrong.
looking for lost dogs,
She's like
it's
on-
more like a huntsman.
She's on something.
But let's pay no mind to that.
That would be kind of you.
I knew you'd be pleased.
I didn't know Bethesda made a medieval game. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the raid, Redbeard. Over on Twitch. Appreciate it.
If you ain't here to carry, clear off.
Oof. That isn't half heavy. Oh.
Thanks, Redbeard. Second stream of the day. We did about 4 hours earlier today with Death Stranding. Normally I take a break and come back in the afternoon, but we're just going to roll on right through today. With this, the second stream, doing some Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 again today.
Look out!
I'm going to go until I feel like I'm ready for a nap.
Listen to this. Ei incumbit probatio, qui dicit non qui negat.
Is that supposed to be Latin?
Clever you. Do you know what it means?
No. And I doubt you do either.
The burden of
So the first time I played this, I didn't pay attention to what was going on with Hans. So he's over there arguing and trying to teach that guy Latin right now. So knowing what I know, I don't think there's a way to avoid getting thrown in the stocks, but... Oops, I took a wrong turn.
What did you say?
See it again. It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
But calm down, both of you.
I'm perfectly calm. It's your chum here who's ranting and raving.
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. and invite me to that wedding.
Did you hear what that lying nobody wants?
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans
I'm a mockingbird.
Capon,
You're a
Lord
mockingbird.
of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
There's no point in this. Let's leave.
I'd do what your pal says if I were you. Get lost before something happens to you.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me. Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh,
So yeah, there's no way to
I'd like
avoid the
see
stocks,
that.
I guess.
Come on, then.
You scum!
Heal you! Nice strike! I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker! Good! You're no match for us, fucker! Nice strike!
Yeah, fuck that.
Up, duck, 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 duck.
Slice him up!
To the stocks with them.
You haven't a chance! Nice hit! Come on then! You're no match for us, fucker! Nice strike! No one's ever really said. Oh, nine! You haven't a chance! Madman! Why'd he do it? Send my greetings to the devil, right? Take that fucker up! I'm all yours! Yeah! Don't spare him!
God, is there no way to beat these guys?
What do you want? Slice him up! Now you're finished! Good! Hey, come on in! You're no match for us! Wanker!
Jesus.
You want to try me? Slice him up!
Alright, there goes.
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Yeah, so yeah, we have to go to the stocks no matter what. Yeah, they don't wait their turn like in other games.
Bastards! This will cost you dearly. Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse. What? You behave like a spoilt brat. How dare you speak... You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle, but no, not his lordship. You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess. Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it?
I haven't done enough combat yet to know Nigel, but they definitely weren't letting up, that's for sure. Yeah, he's definitely a spoiled
Who
ass.
the hell do you think you are? Well, nothing to say for yourself? Just as well. It's your fault we're in this fucking pillory. This is a bad dream. You really are a simpleton. I don't understand how I could have failed to see it for so long. A stupid yokel who doesn't know the way of the world.
Hey, let's just stop all this arguing. It'll just make things worse.
Fuck you! I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt.
That's enough! Don't you fucking realise how badly you've been wronging me all this time? I bend over backwards for you, I tolerate all your stupid fucking whims, and what do I get? Insults and accusations. But right from the start you acted like you were on some nobleman's outing. All you cared about was whoring and boozing. You know full well the ambush was your fault, and now you're kicking out so you don't have to admit it.
What do you...
But let me finish. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth like you, but unlike you, I'd have managed to deliver that message. That's because I'm responsible, and know how to behave in a way that doesn't make me feel ashamed. In a way that would make my parents proud of me.
Which parents do you mean? Radzig?
Aye, Radzig, let's say. Nobody could be proud of you, Capon. Nobody.
We'll see who's proud of who.
Can you imagine spending all night in the stocks? You can't sleep. There's no way you'd be able to sleep in that. You try to relax and it's gonna like choke you out.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive.
Isn't that?
Oh, so Otto.
Hey! Go!
Shut your trap, boy.
Oh, shit. Right, where were we?
Yeah, I think I found him.
Go on, get out of my sight.
I don't remember where I... No, I don't think I found him before the
What are we
wedding
gonna
the
do?
first time. Because I found him in the attic during the wedding.
Can do as you like.
But knowing what I know this
Go
time
and
about him
carry
being
sacks.
the great
Or dig
poacher they were
latrines.
finding out, I was just playing the rest
I'll
of
look
it.
after
Knowing what I know
myself.
this time, I'm going to clear
I'll
this
go and
map
see Lord von
before I
Berghoff
go
at
to
the wedding.
the wedding, so...
I bid you farewell.
I should be able to find him, especially because I know he's off in the woods. And I remember there's a point where you come across somebody who tells you a story about a poacher in the woods, but I had already found him at that point, so...
If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. Alright, off you go.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, Jerome. I did that quest after the wedding, and so it had a completely different outcome, because they were like... And I'm like... They talked about the poacher, and then like, and then that poacher ended up being Lord Hans Capon, and I was like, oh, so I think I even said when I did that quest, this quest probably would have led to you hunting down Hans.
I suppose I really do need to find some job. I'll find mutt without you, you stuck-up Lord of Perkstein.
Hey, over here. Do you have a moment?
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I should actually be thanking you.
Uh-huh. For what?
I've been begging for alms here for days, but I didn't make any real coin till today. And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought out nearly all of Troskowitz.
You don't have to thank me. I could have done without it. And that fracas in front of the tavern as well.
Oh well, not many people can make such a strong first impression. But look on the bright side.
Hmm?
Now things can only get better.
Side of life. Doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yes, you're probably right. It doesn't get much worse than that. Unless somebody tries to kill me. Again.
You're still alive in one piece. It's a new day and the sun is shining. Like Tomcat always says, bruises build character.
Do you know anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his tricks?
No offence, but compared to him, you're a bit of a lightweight.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if he can handle a weapon, I'd be happy to train a little with him.
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like he'd been broken in two.
Well, sure. If he's that strong, I'm not surprised.
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know. Or at least that's what the poor man said.
That would be the Master Strike. Okay.
Where might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He watches the camp for the nomads.
Should I watch out for them?
No, I don't think so. They mind their own business, but strangers usually mean trouble for them, so they're careful. Try not to stare too hard and hold your tongue. Otherwise, Tomcat will show you some of his other skills.
Hey, you. What's your name, anyway? What do you do?
I'm Bara. Just Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't. I'm just passing through.
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? Because you look like you need it. I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated a helping hand is in times like that.
You're something like a wanderer?
Nah, I usually find work with someone, stay for a while, and once I save a bit, I move on.
Then why are you begging here?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary, or help in the tavern.
The apothecary?
But I'd like to go somewhere
It's
else.
apothecary,
so
my
I'm
dear.
scraping up whatever I can. But on the whole, you could say I'm a traveller or a nomad. But don't say it too loud. The locals don't take kindly to that.
She is an Aldecaldo,
Why?
Hector. She just said she was a
they're
nomad.
different, and it scares people. They travel from place to place and take their home with them.
I'd like to see what their
God,
homes
man,
look
that would
like.
be another
You
fun.
can go and
I
see
would totally
them.
do another
Just
playthrough of
don't stare
Cyberpunk.
too long.
Such a good game.
Where are you headed? If you're only passing through here.
For work, to the city. I'm tired of serving landholders. They all promise the moon, but then you're eating stale bread, cold porridge, and a nary a groschen in sight. With the city folk, it's bound to be better.
Q. That's easy. What are your recommendations for achieving financial independence at a relatively young age? Don't get a mortgage. Don't live beyond your means. Don't rely on credit cards. Don't go out to eat. Just stay at home. Buckle down. It's really easy. Don't get a mortgage. Seriously, don't waste your money. Like that's silly talk. And you don't need to go to college. Don't get married. Yeah, that's another good tip. Don't get married if you're from the US. Especially if you're from California. Seriously. The worst thing you can do is strap yourself with school loans and school. You don't need to go to school. You do not need. See, Lady Atara is correct. Learn to make a budget. I'm gonna stop for just a second. You know what they don't teach you in school? Here's the most fucked up thing about the system. You can go fight and die for your country at the age of 18, but you can't drink any alcohol until you're 21. When you go to school, what do they teach you? They teach you that what do you need? You need to have a high credit score, and you need to go from high school to college, get your degree, get those 4 years. Don't forget to get your master's while you're at it. You need to go to a college. You need to do all these things. So the first thing they'll do to you when you could be 16 years old, 17 years old, a bank will give you a loan. A bank will give you a credit card, right? A bank will give you a credit card. Colleges will loan you money, but you can't go get a business loan from a bank at the age of 16 to 18. The schools are happy to loan you $80,000 to go to their school, but you're not going to get $80,000 from a bank to start a business. That's how fucked up the system is. And the one thing they don't teach you in school is financial intelligence, financial planning, budgets, all this other stuff. So if you're young, I don't know how old you are, but the biggest advice I can give to young persons, you do not need college. Hang on a second. You do not need college unless you're going into a highly specialized field such as engineering. Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to go be a NASA scientist? Do you want to do astrophysics? Those are the only things you need a degree for. You want to get a master's degree? Fuck that noise. Do not waste your money on a master's degree, because everything you need to get a business degree, everything you need to get like a business, like a master's of business management, master's of business administration, the only thing you need for business, find someone who is good at the thing that you want to do or the thing that you love, and go try to get a job for that person. If you can't get a job for that person as an intern or an assistant, find the next person on the food chain. Do you want to learn how to become a musician? Do you want to learn how to become a guitarist? Find a guitarist. Find someone who is playing the guitar for a living. Doesn't have to be someone in a band. It could be your local guitar instructor in town. It could be the person who teaches music at your school or at the local university. Talk to that person. How did you get a job in the music industry? How can I get a job in the business? Can I study with you? Can I be your intern? Can I get a job with you? Can I be your assistant? I'll take your trash out. Like, I'll run errands for you. I will be your assistant. Just let me learn from you. Mentorships, and Henry is a blacksmith's apprentice. Apprenticeships and mentorships are something that no one does anymore, and they should. Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs has a lot of good things to say on this. I grew up in the trades, so I can actually speak on this to some degree. I was a third-generation natural ceramic tile and natural stone contractor. I was in that business from the time I was like 5 years old, sweeping floors. By the time I was 20 years old, I had my own corporation with 2 employees, and I was clearing $100,000 a year. I never finished high school. I never went to college. I'm a high school dropout. 20 years old, 2 employees, making $100,000 a year. Why? Because I was in the trades, doing a trade. Trades are completely underrated. It's a lot of hard work, but you could make as much money as a lawyer or a doctor, and you don't ever have to go to school to be in the trades. You just literally go find a job, and you sweep floors for someone for 2 years, and then you work your way up, and then you start at the bottom and you work your way up. You do not need to go to college and waste your money on that whole system unless you're going to do something highly specialized, become a dentist or a doctor or an astrophysicist or something else. Don't waste your time. It's a scam. That entire system is rigged so that you are now, after 4 years of college, $120,000, $150,000 in debt that you now have to spend the next 40 years of your life paying off. A mortgage is the same thing. Most people, by the time they are 30 years old, are $600,000 to $1 million in debt within the U.S. financial system, because they are brainwashed from the time they are kids to go out, get a school loan, and then immediately after that, get a car loan, get credit cards, get a mortgage. So suddenly you're strapped with a 30-year mortgage, 40 years of school payments, credit card debt, and 9 times out of 10, the paper that you went to get your degree with isn't even worth the paper that it's printed on, because most degrees don't matter. You want to work in game development? You don't need any sort of schooling to work in game development. If you want to become an artist, start drawing. Go to YouTube. Free fucking tutorials out the wazoo on how to draw, on how to be a pencil artist, how to do ink, how to do painting, how to do stenciling, how to do shading. All that stuff. Want to work with digital tools like Blender or Maya? Tutorials out the ass on YouTube that other people have made for free that you don't have to spend a dime to do anything with. You want to learn how to do advanced calculus? You can find videos on that on YouTube. Many colleges around the world offer free courses as well. Germany, as an example. Germany does not charge you to go to university, and you can go to Germany and go to college in Germany for free. If you're willing to go and learn German, you have to speak German. But if you speak German and you can get a residency visa in Germany, you can go to college for free in Germany and get a degree without ever needing to put yourself through the ringer of the US system. And most things you can learn online absolutely for free. So like game development is a good example, because you don't have to ever go to school to learn how to do programming. You can go online and learn programming on YouTube. You can take programming boot camps that people do. There are these game dev festivals that people do these days where it's like you'll do everybody submits something over a 30-day period, and everybody creates a bunch of demos that people play. Get your work recognized that way. You want to be an artist, learn how to do things on YouTube. You can make 3D assets by learning tutorials, and you build a portfolio. ArtStation. Put all your work up on ArtStation. Boom. Now you start submitting applications, but you're not going to get a job at a AAA company out of the gate. What you're going to do is you're going to look for independent companies that are hiring, little startup companies that are hiring. You're going to look for internships, even if they don't pay a lot of money, because you're trying to get your foot in the door, because that's what you want to do. Find something you love doing. Find someone who's doing what you love doing. Get a job with them. Apprentice with them. Mentor with them. Do an internship with them. And work your way from the ground up there. Again, college is not worth it unless you're trying to do something extremely specialized. And do not, whatever you do not do credit cards if you can avoid it. Yeah, that's a dangerous slope. Living on credit and credit cards. You don't need a car. If you live in a city, you could take Uber, public transportation. Oh yeah, who cares if your friends make fun of you? Who gives a shit if somebody's like, "Oh, you take the bus? What a loser." Fuck them. You're putting money back in your pocket. The bus only costs, $1.50. How much does it cost to have a car? You got to pay for gas. You got to have maintenance. You got park payments. You got insurance payments. You got tire payments. You got wheels and maintenance and oil changes and parking and tolls and tickets and blah. I haven't had a vehicle since 2007 was the last year I owned a vehicle. Don't need it. Anywhere that I need to get to, I can borrow, rent, or rideshare, or take public transportation. That has saved me thousands of dollars a year, tens of thousands of dollars a year of not needing to use a vehicle. That alone has been a huge thing for me, is just not using a vehicle. Like Artemis, like he said, you might need to go to college for certain things. Like, I would not want a dentist working in my mouth unless I knew that he had gone to school for 8 or 10 years to get the training. I don't want a vet to work on my animals unless I know that that vet went to school to learn how to be a vet. Like, there are certain things that you do want someone with a highly specialized degree in. But this whole idea, I think the worst out there, the worst one of all times, is the Masters of Business Administration, or the Masters of Business, anything business related. You do not need a degree in that shit. All you gotta do is find someone who is successful at what it is that you want to do and go study with them. That's all you have to do. That's how simple it is. You want to learn how to run a restaurant? Go be an intern and start as a dishwasher in the restaurant industry and work your way up. Be the server, be a waitress, be a waiter, be a dishwasher, go be a line cook. There's so much experience that you can get from just working in the place of business that you want to do. And the big thing to understand is that it's very rare for most people to achieve financial independence. You have to be willing to sacrifice, and most people are not willing to sacrifice, especially when it comes to friendships, relationships, and their peers. Most people are not willing to have people mock them or think less of them because they choose to wear thrift store clothing, or because they choose to take the bus, or because they choose to not spend money on a stupid Apple phone every year that costs $2,000. There's a saying out there that I love to quote: entrepreneurs are the people who are willing to do the things that no one else will to live the life that no one else can. And you have to have that mentality of being willing to do the things that no one else will, so live the life that no one else can. Yeah, biking is a big thing. If you have a motorcycle, I meant a hand bike. Bicycle is what Rated is talking about. Yeah, Devon says, don't be afraid to work at all. Nigel says, you literally pause everything to give your full attention to that question to give some real advice. Occasionally, if I have advice worth giving, I'm happy to pause it and talk about it. The financial thing is, I lost a brother to suicide. who it was at a very, I can talk about it now. I think it's been close to 10 years. It was when I was living in Cancun, and I had already achieved financial independence, and I was traveling the world doing my thing. And he worked in banking, and my brother literally was at 30 years of age. He had 2 mortgages, one in Colorado, one in Chicago. He had a BMW that he was making, a leased BMW, and he was the vice president of commercial lending for a big chain bank. And he had worked his way up in the banking industry, and then the crash happened, and he lost his job. And his whole world, which had revolved around him working within the banking sector, and he had been taught since the time he started in the banking sector in his late teens, early 20s, he had spent 10 years working within the system that told him credit is good, loans are better, leases are excellent, just keep that credit rating, just keep those balances moving, keep the numbers moving, always be working on your credit score, always be balancing, don't worry about the loans, don't worry about it, just get another loan. So at 30 years of age, he had over $30,000 of credit card debt. He had close to $1 million in other stuff because of school loans and mortgages. He lost his job at the banking industry, and within a matter of months, they came and took the car. They foreclosed on his homes, and he ended up back at my parents' house at 30 years of age with nothing. Everything got repoed. Everything was taken away. And his, he just descended into a spiral of depression, and, and he didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I remember at one point he had called me. This will stick with me forever. He had called with me asking for help, and I was like, just come live with me in Cancun. Just come stay with me. Don't worry about it. Just leave everything behind. Come with me and restart your life. And he didn't want to do it. So I gave him like $4,000. It was $3,000 or $4,000. I gave him like $3,000 or $4,000 because he needed some money to help try to keep everybody off of his back. And then like 6 months later, he was gone. Because it was what it was. And that to me has always been this like stark. It was proof that the system doesn't work. Because my brother was a hardworking individual who trusted the system, and he did everything he was supposed to do. He went and got a college degree in banking and finance. He went and worked in the banking and finance industry, and it all went away when the industry tanked, and no one wanted to hire someone who had 10 years in the banking industry. So here he was with 10 years of experience and a piece of paper that wasn't worth the amount of paper that he could wipe his ass with. And, and then suddenly he's not able to make those lease payments and those mortgage payments, and in months it was all gone. And then on top of that, the IRS comes knocking, wanting tax money and everything else, and it's like he didn't have anything to give, and so he found a way to shuffle off this mortal coil. And it was just, ever since then, I am a firm-hearted believer that the system is entirely rigged. Exactly, Artemis. It's rigged for the disgustingly rich. It is. And I think college is important for certain things. Degrees are important. Someone tried to argue with me one time that college is important and everyone should go to college because of the social skills that it teaches you. And I was like, fuck that. Why would I want to go in debt to learn social skills? I can literally join a bowling league and get social skills. Like, I don't have to go put myself $150,000 in debt to learn social skills. That's the stupidest reason to go to college ever. The reason to go to college is higher education. But the system, as it's designed, is not about higher education. It's about getting you into debt so that you spend the next 40 years of your life working on the treadmill, paying that debt off because the government gets a chunk of that. And I don't know if you guys know this. If you ever go bankrupt in the United States, bankruptcy, the only debt that you are not allowed to dissolve in bankruptcy are school loans. school loans are not dissolvable through bankruptcy. Every other type of loan can be gotten rid of through bankruptcy, but not school loans, because the government's going to get theirs, and so are the schools, which are, in part funded by the feds. So, unless we're talking private education, but even then it's... So, I think degrees have their use, but yes, financial independence is not hard to... You don't need a college degree to get financial independence. You don't need to finish high school to get college independence. What you need is the willingness to work, to sacrifice, and to say, fuck everyone else. I'm the only person that matters. And focus on you, yourself, and your vision for whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life. And if you can do that, you can accomplish everything you set out to do. But you have to be willing to... if college was free, would it change my point of view? That's a really good question. No, I don't think it would. Because I still don't think that many of the things that people go to college for are worth the paper that it's printed on. Again, it's supposed to be about higher education. So if I'm wanting to learn about business, I don't need to go to college to learn about business. I go find a successful business person and I mentor with them. And I learn from them. I go work at their place of business and I can learn everything I need. And that person could be running a food truck. It could be something who is a successful painter who knows how to market all their paintings, who knows how to leverage YouTube and those social media to sell their art. It could be a musician who knows how to handle all of their own tours and all of their own merchandising. There are many ways to learn business that have nothing to do with going to college to get a Master's of Business Administration degree. That is the worst degree ever. Things like art, you don't need to go to school to learn how to draw. You can literally pick up a pen and a paper, and you can find tutorials everywhere. You could go find another artist who's doing things. I still think that it comes down to whatever you're going to school for needs to be something that is worthwhile. You're trying to get that higher education. So it's about whether or not you're going to learn something that is worthwhile. I don't think that people should go to school just because. Like, there are so many things that you can learn from life that are way more important than you're going to learn in a classroom setting. Especially when the teacher has never actually done it themselves and they're just reading from a textbook. Like, that was the worst thing to me ever, is like seeing these people who are like, I'm gonna go take an MBA course, right? I'm gonna listen to some guy who's on a $60,000 a year salary teach me how to be successful at business when that person has never actually successfully ran a business. Yeah, fuck that. That is not how it should be. Like, people who are teaching things should be experts in the thing that they are teaching. A textbook is like, what? No. I want to learn how to be a master painter. I'm going to go study with the guy who paints for a living. I want to learn how to be a master guitarist. I'm going to go learn from the guy who's a guitarist for a living. Electrician, somebody just said something about electricians in work. Yeah, you can, go study to be an electrician. You can work your way up as an electrician. And like Gerard is saying, some businesses, like if you're in the union or things, I remember my sister, I have a younger sister who was working as like an assistant at it was an excavation company, and she was there like doing accounting for them, like just bookkeeping. She wasn't their accountant. She was helping the accountant with bookkeeping. She wasn't licensed or anything like that. She was just out of high school, was starting to go to college, and she was just there helping out because it was like a friend of someone, and she was there helping as like an assistant bookkeeper. And the work said, you're reliable, you show up all the time, we will pay you to go to school to get your accounting degree so that you could become our second accountant. And she was like, if you're offering to pay for my school, fuck yeah. So she was able to get her college education paid for by work so that she could go learn advanced accounting and mathematics techniques and learn about taxes, tax codes. Those are all important things. You don't have to have a degree to know how to do bookkeeping, but you do need an advanced understanding of taxes and tax code if you're going to become a licensed accountant who offers services to businesses. So that's a perfect example of somebody who needs that advanced training, because I don't want some 16-year-old squirt just because they're good at math. Doesn't mean that they know anything about taxes or how to fill out my tax forms properly. You know what I mean? Nigel said I repair musical instruments and got into the field just by emailing shops to asking for apprenticeships. Yeah, you just got to put yourself out there, be passionate, be willing to work. Hard work is the most important part of it. Going back to that discussion we had earlier today about consistency, that's very important in achieving financial independence as well. Like, you've got to be willing to, like, it's a, there's a lesson in here too, for those of you who pay attention and have followed along on the homesteading channel. I've had people mock me because our homestead is not up to what many people would be considered to be like first world standards. What do I mean by that? Well, only the office is air conditioned. I don't have air conditioning throughout the rest of the house. Can I show this green screen off? So I have a green screen. Why do I have a green screen? I'm going to show you why I have a green screen. You see that right there? It's got green paint. This is a block wall, a concrete block, cinder block wall with concrete over it. That's just a chunk of wall where the paint has just fallen off, and it's just the paint and the concrete stuff on it. I've been here 3 years, never painted that wall. Why? Why have I never painted that wall? Matter of fact, why have we not painted the rest of the house? Why is the rest of our house? Why does the whole house look like that? Some people would look at that and say, oh, this guy's living in poverty. Look at his house. It looks like shit. Chris and I look at that and go, what's the point of painting the walls in a house that we're not planning to spend the rest of our lives in? This is literally a waypoint for the next property, which is the big property, the forever home, right? So, why do we need air conditioning in every single room when I spend 99% of my day in this office? Why do I need to paint the walls when we're not going to be here forever? Do you want to know our I can't show it right now. Our kitchen cabinet, or our kitchen shelving, Christina made that by hand. She went out and bought some wood sticks. She went and got some milk crates from the local market where they sell fruit. She wire tied the milk crates to the wooden sticks, and she's got shelving units that she made for next to nothing. Why spend hundreds of dollars on shelving units that are either going to rust, mold, rot, or are they going to be plastic and fracture and break at some point when you can make them for next to nothing? There's an aspect of frugality, and I have a lot of money in my electronic equipment because it's what I use for work. But do you see the flickering that just happened right there? Why do the lights flicker every time the air conditioning turns on? Because the wiring in this house is 20 years old. So every time my air conditioning kicks on, the lights flicker. Could I fix that? Sure, if I wanted to spend $2,000 to have somebody redo the whole wiring for my house. But why would I do that when it's just money that goes towards a place that we're not going to be spending the rest of our lives at? So I love to use it as an example because we get a lot of people who are like, oh my God, you haven't painted the walls, you're living in poverty, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, I'm just choosing where to spend my money. This place is paid for. I bought it in cash. We have no mortgage. We have no college debt. We have no credit card debt, no car payments. Everything is paid for. And I'm not spending thousands of dollars a year so that my house looks pretty, so that the people on YouTube can go, oh my God, your house is so cute. Look at yourselves. They're so pretty. We love the color of your house. And oh my God, you have like the perfect little back door. And it's just like this beautiful little home. What? Like, why would I care about any of that stuff? The only thing you see is the green screen. Oh yeah, we've put a lot of money in this property already, Dribrom. We just haven't painted. But we've redone, like, I added a bunch of wiring in here. We added circuit breakers, the breaker box. We've added the patio roof and the patio walls with the catio. Like, we've done a ton of updates to this place, and whenever we're on the way out, we will paint it, and it'll be ready as a rental unit when we're on the way out the door. But right now, like, literally, I'll say this right now because I don't have a problem. Chris will probably be mad at me for saying this. But like, we've been here 3 years, and we've just been saving money the whole time. The purpose of saving money is to buy the mountain property, which we've talked about. But this year we're already at a point where I think we've decided that this year we're going to be doing some investment opportunities this year and buying some local properties. We've been offered 2 properties already this year that we've chosen not to spend money on because it was like, do we really want to do that? And then everything else. And then at the end of the day, I think we just decided last week, it was like, well, I think maybe we should probably go ahead and do that rather than just wait, until we have everything together for this mountain property. We might as well, because we can do these small properties in the meantime and then either sit on those or turn those into rental properties, and that's Chris's thing. Like but because we've lived frugally, because everything's paid for, because I don't spend my money on stupid shit, I'm at a point where even though I don't have, this is the other great thing I love doing, even though I'm not in the top 100, or even though I'm not in like the top 1% of streamers, and even though I only have 60 to 80 people watching the streams, and even though I don't even have 50,000 followers on my YouTube, I am doing well enough that I'm able to be considering buying investment properties after only 3 years of doing this. Why? Because I've chosen to live my life in a way that no one else is willing to do, because I want to live the life that no one else can. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Or you could choose to think that I'm living in abject poverty because I can't afford anything. I've had tons of people who make assumptions that because I'm not driving a Tesla, that I'm not doing well for myself, or because I choose to use I don't have it in here with me, I only have like a $150 smartphone rather than a $1,200 or $2,000 iPhone, that I'm somehow, it's like, no, I have a $3,500 brand new laptop right over here. I've got a PS5, I got an Xbox Series X, I got a shitload of camera gear, I got 2 webcams, I got a splitter, I got I'm not a billionaire. How disgusting. I know, right? Anyway, you guys, that was a 30-minute rant on financial independence. It just happens to be something I am passionate about because like I said, I lost my brother to the system, and I think that it's definitely something I've been passionate about. I've actually spoken at a few schools. It's been a while, but back when I was doing public speaking for my career, I went and spoke at a few schools to talk about. I got brought in. I have a friend of mine who was a teacher in Colorado. I was like, that was the first time I did a school presentation, and he brought me in to talk to the 16-year-old kids in his class. He had a college professor come in and talk about the benefits of college, and he had me come in and talk as a counterpoint to the college professor about why kids might not want to consider going to college and why there are other options out there. I will always be thankful to him for doing that, because he owned a business. Him and his wife had a fertilizing company out of what am I blanking on the name? It starts with an S. It's up in the mountains of Colorado. Saline, Colorado, something like that. I haven't talked to them for years. But anyway, they had a fertilizing business, and so they were financially independent as a couple. They were a big part of the Society for Creative Anachronism. They had that business, and then he was also teaching school, and had me come in and speak as a counter to the college professor to tell these kids about why they might consider anything. Because at the time I was still very full-time. That was before I got into game dev. I was still full-time travel blogging and photography and videographer and doing public speaking, and it's a chance to show kids that there's other options out there. And Ken Williamson, I think is his name. He was I don't know if he still does. He's a British educator, a person in the educational space. I think his name is Ken Williamson. Had a brilliant presentation that he gave, and it's probably been a decade ago that he gave this talk on the importance of creativity and how way too many children are stifled. Their creativity is stifled because they're forced to go into this school system that doesn't prioritize creativity. It prioritizes shut the fuck up, follow the rules, take on the debt, get the mortgage, go to school, get your school debt, get your credit cards, serve, be a servant, be a servant. And he was talking about the importance of, like, if your kid really loves dancing, then let them go be a dancer. Let them go learn how to do ballet. Does your kid want to paint? Let them paint. Does your kid want to play the guitar? Let them play guitar. Put them in a school for music kids. You know, don't stick them in that normal school environment where they're going to be forced to take math classes, and your kid doesn't need math if they're going to be a painter. They need to learn shading and lighting and textures and paints, and they don't need a history degree or a sociology degree or social sciences, or, you know, obviously there are life skills that we can all learn from a general education, but general education can only take you so far. Like, if somebody is passionate about something, pursue those passions. His name is, I think it's Ken Williamson, I think it was his name. I would have to go confirm that because it's been a long time since I watched that presentation. But it was a really good talk about, you know, the importance of pursuing passion and creativity as opposed to shut up, square peg in a round hole, shut up, carve those edges off. Shut the fuck up, carve those edges off. Figure out how you're going to conform and fit into that hole. You're square, not round, but we got to get those round. Come on, we're going to trim those edges so that you can fit in that round hole. And that's the system. System can be good for many things, but not everyone necessarily needs to be. We're not all the same. Yeah, I think homeschooling is good, Lady Tara, as long as it's, I can say as someone who was homeschooled for 4 or 5 years for the wrong reasons. Like, my sister is homeschooling her kids, and she's doing it right. Like, they're still very much a part of the school system. Like, she homeschools them, but they several times a week, they go do activities with the kids from public school. I think is it called LEAP? I can't remember the name of the program, but like her kids go off and they do these programs with the other kids from school so that they're getting that social interaction. So they go do after school activities with other students, but their teaching happens at home. How my parents, however, were living off in the middle of the frickin' Mark Twain National Forest and wanted to move us out in the middle of nowhere because they were James Dobson cult members and believed that the world was evil, and they homeschooled us so that they could protect us from the big bad devil of the world, and that was the wrong reason to homeschool your children. Because then you end up with kids who become psychopaths and serial killers because they've never had any sort of interaction with the real world, and then they get out back in the real world and they realize that, oh, it's not like mommy and daddy taught me in the backwoods of wherever, you know.
You said you were going to a city. You mean like to
You guys got me for a 30-minute rant.
Somewhere further?
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody
Yes,
there.
let your kids play
Gutenberg,
games if they
at
want to play
least I
games,
have a
Mika,
cousin.
for sure.
Aha. So you're going to visit her?
Well, she doesn't
Yes,
know it
JP, you have
yet,
great timing.
But I won't be troubling her long, just until I find a way to make a living.
What do you want to do in the city?
I'll find something. I'm not afraid of work. I'm not half-witted. Maybe someone could use a cook or a servant.
Don't get your hopes up. The city can be a pretty dangerous place for a girl on her own.
You mean they don't hand out groschen by the bucketful? And the streets aren't full of roasted stuffed geese? I appreciate your concern, but I have to get to the city first. That's going to take me a long while yet.
I have no money. I might as well beg on the village green like you.
The hell you will. This is my turf.
Oh, shit.
Here you go. I'll skip supper. It's partly your doing anyway.
It's like, no way. It's my territory.
Thank you. Seriously?
Yeah, don't start crying. You'd better find some work quick.
I'm practically naked. Nobody's going to want to even talk to me like this.
At least you're not walking around bare-assed. Although, that might not be a sorry sight.
No, that's
very
actually
funny. I'd rather you tell me where I might get some clothes.
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin? A monk's robe? Or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
Oh, that leads to the... I don't care about that.
I'd prefer something a little more ordinary. I'd like to blend in with the locals and not attract attention.
That's a pretty good idea. Tailor Bartoszek would probably throw you out of the shop. But if you can get by with things that are, let's say, slightly worn, then I could help you.
Thanks. These will come in handy.
Just don't get yourself caught again.
I really need something to wear.
I can see that.
She doesn't tell me where to use the lockpicks. Something else I forgot to mention when we were doing the whole discussion about financial independence. Something that I used to practice and then I would speak at when we were doing the travel circuit was, so when I was doing it, it was called location independence. We were location independent, and that became being a digital nomad, which essentially just meant traveling around the world and working online. But the key to it was always you're looking for places that have all of the amenities that you need, but the lowest cost of living possible. And as a general rule, you can go to any major city in a developing country, any major city, and you can, what I did, and you can rent fully furnished apartments for pennies in comparison to what they cost you in like the UK, the US, Canada. And now there are still places that you can live in like the US and Canada, etc., and the UK, which are affordable. But those countries are not set up to accommodate people in the same way. So I lived in like Sofia, Bulgaria, Bogota, Colombia, Cancun, Mexico. We also went to, I'm forgetting the name of it now. Those are the three biggest ones I've lived in. And now, granted, this is over the years. Mexico City as well. But let's use Mexico City as the most recent example. We had a fully furnished one-bedroom apartment downtown, 1 block from the American Embassy, smack dab downtown in Mexico City, in like the best place of the city to be. An amazing place, great apartment. The landlady was super cool. We stayed there for 4 years. Our rent, fully furnished. So it was fully furnished. The electric was included and water was included. No, hang on. It wasn't electric. It was water and something else. I think it was water and trash. Like water and... There were some utilities that were included in that. One of them was water. I can't remember the other ones, but the electric we did pay. So it started off at about $625 a month when we started living there. And then over the course of time, it went up to about $700 a month. As over time, rent went up. But fully furnished, so we didn't have to. There was we had no furniture to provide. So we stayed there for 4 years, and we paid on average. The rent just kind of fluctuated too because of the value of the dollar and stuff. But let's just say it was $650 a month. $650 a month, fully furnished, all of everything included, other than electric, which we paid on our own. So the only thing we had to pay apart from it was electric and internet. Those two things. And then groceries and entertainment and healthcare out of that. So our total bills for 2 adults living downtown in one of the biggest cities of the world, in one of, like, literally 500 restaurants out the front door. They're filming movies around the corner from our house. Like, we saw Mark Wahlberg like 3 different times filming movies down there. Like, we saw so many movie stars, and they were filming TV shows. Like, we were right in the heart of downtown Mexico City, right? Total bills every single month, everything, total, entertainment, healthcare, food, rent, everything, maxed out, $1,200 a month for 2 adults. Now you go try to live downtown London, downtown New York City, downtown San Francisco, downtown Rome for $1,200 a month. Good fucking luck. And so the other aspect of the how can I achieve financial independence at a young age is get the fuck out of wherever it is you're living. Go to another country. I think somebody asked this question earlier, and I forgot to talk about this. Someone asked about, is it easy to get visas and citizenship? You don't need citizenship. Most countries, Most countries offer some form of what's known as a freelance visa. That's how I've always done it, or that's how I did it for many years. Now, I have permanent residency here, so I haven't had to do this for many years. But when I was traveling full-time, if I found a place that I liked and I wanted to stay there for a prolonged period of time, most countries will let you come in for 3 months. Most, not all. Most countries will let you come in for 3 months on a passport. It gets tricky when you're trying to do the European Union because there's a different visa that covers the entire European Union, so you can't do prolonged stays. You have to do like 3 months in, 3 months out. So you would go into any European Union country, you could stay for 3 months, but then you have to leave the European Union for 3 months. The European Union for 3 months before you can go back into the European Union for 3 months. So there's some trickiness to this. But as a general rule, go in for 3 months. If you like the place where it is, you can apply for a freelance visa. And all that freelancer visa requires you to do is to prove that you make enough money per month. They'll generally ask for 12 months of bank statements to prove that you make X amount, and as long as that X amount is greater than what they require for the minimum standard of living, you've got a freelance visa. And now you have a residency visa for whatever that country is. And that number can vary, but generally it was, the last time I had to do this, it was $2,500 to $3,000 a month. I don't know what it might be these days because of inflation, but as long as you're making $3,000 or $4,000 a month, wherever it is that you are right now, just get 12 months of bank statements. Pick a country that you think you might go to that country's embassy in your home place and apply for a freelance visa, assuming they offer one. Most countries do. And those are usually valid for 3 to 5 years. The better choice of option is to go to that place that you think you might want to live, go for 3 months on your passport. If you like the place, then you go home. You go to the embassy for the place you just were and say, I really liked my 3 months in your country. I would love to stay there for a prolonged period of time. Do you have a freelance visa available? And if they do, you apply, you get approved. And then that is usually a path to permanent residency or a green card for whatever that country is. I think it was 4 years of temp residency here. Or 5 years. It was 4 or 5 years before I was able to transfer over to permanent residency here. And before here, I always just did like 3 months to 6 months. And then if I wanted to stay somewhere, I would apply for a freelance visa. And like if you live in a place where you're spending $2,500 a month for rent, like I remember this was the big deciding factor for me when I came out of Bulgaria and I was back in Colorado. This is like 2010, and I was looking at like the cost to rent, and back in Sofia the rent for a fully furnished apartment was like $400, $350-$400 a month at the time. And everything in Colorado for unfurnished apartments, empty, unfurnished, no utilities included, was like $600 to $800 a month for a little 1-bedroom place. Not in downtown. You want to live downtown Denver or something, the rent was like $1,800, $2,000 a month, unfurnished. And I'm like sitting here going, $300 to $500 a month fully furnished versus like $1,000 a month unfurnished. That doesn't make any sense to me. And so that started me on the journey of, well, I'm going to go live in major cities that have internet, healthcare, airports, air conditioning, good food. And now I just start picking the cities I want to go to. And that's what I did for a living for a long time as a travel writer, was go to the cities that have cultures and foods and things that I want to see and stay there for prolonged periods of time. And I did what was called live like a local. And I made guidebooks that were literally called How to Live Like a Local in X City. And I would make a guidebook and I would sell it for that place. And while I was there, I would be writing articles for publications about life in that place. And I would be selling photographs about that place, writing for travel magazines about life in that place. It's not hard. You just have to be willing to think out of the box. And the problem is the box is such a confined space for so many people, they don't realize they can get out of the box. Like, not to tangent even more for another 30 minutes, but that was something I completely forgot to mention, was the whole, when we were doing startup stuff for game development, I was always telling people, like, if you truly want to be successful as a startup in game development, get the fuck out of Austin, Texas. Get the fuck out of Quebec, or Montreal, excuse me. Don't live in Montreal. Don't live in Austin, Texas. Don't live in Seattle. Don't try to form a game company in Los Angeles. Go to BFE, Arkansas. You can go to Google and you can literally look at what cities have Google Fiber at the time. It's much more. There are way more services now for gigabit service. But it was like, go look at all the cities in the United States that offer gigabit internet service, and then find the ones that offer the cheapest cost of living possible. Rent a house in that place for you and your 5 friends who want to do this startup, and go live there. And that's your base of operations. And the rent is $600 a month for a 5-bedroom house, but it's got gigabit internet service. And it's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Great. Hunker the fuck down. Build your game over the next 3 years. You share rent between the 5 of you. It's $100 a pop. Plus you share utilities. Maybe you're all spending $300 a month with food and everything tied in, you know. And now you're living for next to nothing. You're living on less than $5,000 a year while you build your game. That's how you bootstrap. You don't try to bootstrap a company in Austin, Texas, where the rent is $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom unfurnished apartment. Like, Jesus.
Damn. I could use a horse. It'll take years.
But
to
this
get
is
to
the thing. They
Seming
don't
on
teach
foot.
financial
Don't exaggerate. This province
shit
is
in
small.
school.
Still.
So
It'll
16-year-old
be
kids
faster
don't know
with a
any of
horse.
this, you know.
There's a stud farm in Semeen, renowned far and wide.
And which way is Seming?
Southwest from here, not too far. There's a road goes right there from the green. Just go down the hill. Once you see the walled farmhouse, you're there. Though I'll be a queen before you can afford a horse from Semeen.
Do you know where I might find accommodation?
Betty in the tavern lets people sleep in the hay. But you have to pay.
I'm not going near that tavern. I'd catch hell again. Got any other ideas?
If you find some work, maybe you'll get a place to sleep too.
You got to be creative too. I'm sorry, guys. You got me. My brain is all over the place now because you started me on that conversation. Something else we did. This is a fun one. I promise this is the last one, and then I'll just shut up and play video games. So when we were in Cancun, for many years we just rented. But the last place we had, we came back from Spain, and we had went there and worked on the Costa Brava tour with the Costa Brava Tourism Board as resident bloggers for 3 months. And we had seen a bunch of these places that were operating as Airbnb units. And I went, well, shit, we should do this back in Cancun. And so when we got back to Cancun, we had a friend who, it was like a friend of a friend of a friend, it was just this situation where we were like, we would love to find like a 4-bedroom place that we could sublet. And this is the tricky part, subletting, because most places don't want to let you sublet. So like if you're renting from them, they want you to be the only renter, and they don't want to let you sublet it out to other people. But I was able to find a person who I knew, who knew a person who had a place that was empty. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it had like a divided living room. And so I sat down with the guy who was managing the property for the owners. The owners were very old. They were in their 80s. They didn't care about the place. They just wanted the income, and it had been empty for like 6 months. And it was in a nice part of Cancun. And I said, here's what I'll do. I want to negotiate directly with you. I don't want to pay a security deposit at all. I don't want to pay a security deposit. What I want is I want the right to sublet the place out on Airbnb and rent the rooms out as I see fit. I will live here. Chris and I will live here, and we will rent out the other rooms while we're living here. So we're always going to be on site, protecting the property, making sure that there's no property damage stuff. But I don't want to pay a security deposit. What I would love to do instead of paying a security deposit is have the right to sublet, and I will renovate the apartment by adding an air conditioner into one of the other units, and I will build a 3rd room in this. I will take half of the living room, and I will build that into a 3rd bedroom. And he took that to the owners, and the owners said, okay. So we were able to just move into that place with no security deposit on a 2-year lease agreement. And in that lease agreement, I had the responsibility to build a 3rd bedroom and install an air conditioner unit. So it cost me like $300 or $400 to install the air conditioning unit, and like another $500, maybe, I don't even remember, $400 or $500 to like get some guys to come in and put some sheetrock up and put a door on and make a third bedroom, right? So for the equivalent of like say $800, I was able to take that over without having to pay a security deposit and to sublet, to get the right to sublet. And that 2-year agreement turned into a 4-year agreement. So we ran that property for 4 years. And Chris was the one, I managed it for the first 2 months, and then Chris took over the management. We had superhost status within the first 3 weeks of operating that place on Airbnb. And so we operated it like a traditional bed and breakfast. We lived there. And the first 6 months that we were there, we literally just slept on a sofa couch in the living room while we rented out the 2 bedrooms that were available. And then as we had extra money coming in and time, we were renovating and building the 3rd bedroom and then installing the air conditioning units and other stuff. Got to get creative. But that allowed us to then live rent-free essentially for 4 years, because the revenue coming in from the Airbnb paid for the rent, put money in our savings, allowed us to renovate the apartment, and allowed us to then spend money on contractors that we were using to build the video game that we were building. So it's like getting creative with solutions and finding ways. And then I used to trade. I remember in Playa del Carmen, I traded 6 months of rent with a guy because I made a logo for his jewelry business. He had a handcrafted silver jewelry business, and he was like, "Hey, I'd love you to do the logos for my Facebook page, my Instagram, and all this other stuff. How much would you charge me?" And I think we were living at his place at the time. I was like, "You give me the next 6 months for free. Let's just do a trade." And he was like, "Okay." So I got 6 months for free by just doing some logo work for the guy. It's there's lots of ways to live and not have to spend shitloads of money. You just got to be creative.
Oh well, it was nice to meet you, but I should probably get going. Get a job, and so on.
Don't worry, you'll manage. Till we meet again.
All right. My reputation has dropped. I don't really care about it at the moment. I actually do have some clothing, which is nice, and I have a whole bunch of herbs. Now, I think what I'm probably going to do this time around is, because I know that Pebbles is waiting for me, I think I need to find, if I can, if there's a place to dry my herbs out around here. I can't remember. I think it's right here, isn't it? Well, this is my alchemy bench. Yep, here's a drying rack right here. Oh, these are... Yeah, I can do all of it. Select... Is there a way to select all? Guess not. Alright, I got a bunch of dried food and a bunch of dried herbs, and now I want to make my way to Samine before I do anything, because I can get a free horse. Question is, I don't remember where Samine is. Is that where C is? No. I think I just have to follow the road out of town. Like southwest. I don't remember exactly where Samine is. I should do an exit save just to be safe. there any road signs? She probably told me which direction Samine was. I could just go look it up on a map because I don't really remember. It's a shrine. Isn't that Samine over there, the castle? Fuck it, we're gonna go find out. They're brawling. By the way, do I have points to spend? Oh, I got points everywhere I can spend. Okay. Let's start off here. Alright. Let's pick it down the road. Yeah, this one, I am no one. This is gonna be a slow playthrough. Because I've already beat the game. So this for me is like, let's go see the things that I didn't see. Let's try things that I didn't do the first time around. And let's be ready for when the DLCs drop. Because I don't know how many DLCs are going to be based on end of game, in which case I have an end of game save for my primary playthrough, or are they going to be mid-game DLCs where you're going to want to be like midway through the game to take advantage of them. So this way I'll have a character that's midway through the game, and then I'll have a character that's prepped and ready for the end of the game. You're welcome, Q. 45 minutes later, I finally shut up. Somebody commented on the, so I published that video from the stream this morning where we were talking about like the importance of consistency, and someone's like, you should charge money for this, and it's like, well, technically I made a living doing consultations and stuff for a long time, and I did used to charge lots of money for it, but these days it's like giving the information away for free doesn't really matter, because 99.9% of the people that hear the information aren't going to do jack shit about it. Because that's just human nature. I've just learned that over the years. Most people are not going to have the wherewithal to actually take... That's why, you know, ideas are worth nothing. Like... Yay, I went the right way. Do another exit save just in case.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problem.
Wait, that's my Pebbles. My girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Alright, now I gotta go find the horse dude. Right here.
Good day.
Nope, not what I want to do. Exit.
Maybe next time then.
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire.
And the one who sold it to you told you he
Mika,
found it by
you're
the
not
pond,
wrong. Pebbles
right?
is the best
Well,
horse.
He did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her.
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give her to you. But you owe me one. Go and get her then. If she remembers you, she might even come when you whistle for her. Don't forget to get some proper tack as well.
Dude! He didn't give me tack my first playthrough. My first playthrough, Pebbles was literally no saddle. I rode Pebbles around with no saddle for like 10 hours of gameplay. And this time around, I wonder if it was bugged the first playthrough. And this was how it was supposed to work. Holy shit. Pebbles!
Yes?
Just a good girl. I went the wrong way. Wrong button. Yeah. I'll be damned. Yeah, that's crazy. This time around I actually have... Alright, that's perfect. Okay, I need a bow next. So I have next to no groschen. I have 5 groschen. That's it. But I have my horse. That's the most important thing here. So... I don't know what the Cabbage Thief quest is. I don't think I don't remember that quest from the first time. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I think I'm gonna go straight to the mill. Yeah, we're gonna go untrack. We're gonna go to the mill, which is C. Yep, I do, Nigel. I'm gonna go to the mill right now. I've got a thief set of gear that I'm gonna equip, and I have the huntsman set, which I don't care about the crossbow, but at the least I'll be able to get some better gear. So we need to go to C.
What now?
I hate somebody just called Pebbles a nag. Take that back! Oh, you saw something new in the chest as well? Well, we're going to find out soon, because I'm going to go to the miller, and I should be able to get access to a chest there.
Women of virtue, gather round and listen. I have to warn you about the greatest evil.
That's like a nice leisurely canter. Oh fuck, bandits.
Go! You nearly killed me.
Yeah, I'm not equipped to deal with bandits right now. Like, I have no gear. I do not want to be getting into fights with bandits right now. Tell you one thing I'm going to do right now. I'm starting to get eye fatigue because we're already like 6 hours in today. So I'm going to go back over to the performance mode.
Praise God.
He's upstairs, it looks like. Now it says downstairs. There he is. Sir, can I speak to you about your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Greetings, my friend.
Are you still looking for a helper, like you mentioned at the Triskovitz Tavern?
Hi, I am. I wasn't expecting you to actually show up. You young folks these days are all talk and no action.
Well, I'm not like that.
Damn
I also
millennials.
heard you might be able to get me into the wedding.
Forget about the wedding for now.
All right. So what kind of work do you have for me?
You'll be carrying sacks of flour.
Well, I probably won't find anything better around here anyway.
The sacks are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that.
Six.
And you can sleep here, in the barn.
Oh, nice.
But not on the sacks of flour. You understand? Or I'll tan your hide. Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work. See you soon.
Careful what you wish for.
Excuse me.
Alright, he said go upstairs to the loft. We're going to go there first. Because I've got stuff in the box. Diego Serna says, just saw your consistency video. Really helps me understand YouTube a bit more. Good deal. Glad to know. Game Over says, if you talk to the bailiff, the sturdy town tells about a locals complain about cabbages stolen. Okay, we'll take a look when I get there. What's in the box, man? What's in the box? Oh. What is this? It's a charisma item. Alright, we got all sorts of stuff in here that I can take, so... Oh wow, I got stuff for my horse too. In medieval society, a left-handed child needs to show that at least one of his parents belonged to the nobility. It was 40 million. $41 million US dollars, Mika, was the development cost of this game. I have plate armor. Where did I get the warhorse stuff from? Dude, there's more stuff in here than I remember. Yeah, that's new for me too, Nigel. What the hell? There's warhorse gear for my horse. There's warhorse plate armor, warhorse boots, warhorse gauntlets. So I've got a plate set, a thief set. Well, they might be Twitch drops, but I don't remember watching people when the only Twitch drop stream that I paid attention to was for the thief set, which is the cut purse set. I have that. I don't know what the warhorse set is from. But I'll be damned if I don't have an actual... I wonder if it's because I beat the game once. Well, shit, I've got all sorts of stuff in here. Well, I don't care about the shield. RB says they are from the Twitch drops. Maybe. It could be also from the gold edition. Like... Well, hang on. We're going to set up a few sets of gear here. Hold that thought. It's going to take a bit. So, to start off with, I want to create my armor set. So, this is going to be the bassinet. I need a coif item, though. Which I may not have a coif yet. See, I need leg protection though, so I may not be able to equip all of the warhorse stuff because I need other items that I don't have yet. But still, like, that's a good start, like... Alluring reef. I like the green more, but let's just put this on for the sake of it. Okay, so that's my primary set. Now we're gonna set up a, like, I'll do it the same way I did the first time. That we have a charisma set, which will be that's 15. I don't need a coat, but I do like the green better. Might as well put it on. Huntsman's gloves. Huntsman's boots. Beggar's hose. Simple hose. And that gives me a charisma set. However, I still need to equip the sword and the torch, and I need the belt. Well, I wonder if it just gave me the other Twitch drops because I never watched anybody's streams for anything other than when the Twitch drops were the thief set. So apparently I somehow have the war horse set, which I'm not going to complain about. That's nice. Okay, so that's my charisma set. Although, why is it not showing my hood or my hat? There we go. Yeah, so it must have triggered some Twitch drops, even though I didn't necessarily watch other streams during that time. Alright, now we need my thief set. Cut purse hood. 4 point. Cut purse gloves. Purse shoes, cut purse hose. Okay, now I need the sword and the torch. Alright, so I have my thief set of gear. I have my tank set of gear and my charisma set of gear. Okay, let's stick anything in here that I don't need. I can't wear the bassinet yet because I need a coif. So I'm going to sell the hood. I'm going to sell the tunic. I'm going to sell the gambeson.
What a day.
I'll sell the boots. I'm gonna stash the leg armor because I can't use the leg. I need padding for the leg armor and I need a coif for the helmet. But then I've got a full set of like tank gear. Oh, that might be the case, Nigel. I didn't think about that. Maybe they become available after length of time to everybody who's got a certain amount of hours watched on Twitch. That's probably a legit thing. I should be able to eat from the pot here too now, and we've got some sacks to move. Can I just jump? I hope I muted that sneeze. Alright, I think I was supposed to lug. Carry sacks of flour.
Fuck, that's heavy.
Builds character, Henry.
What the hell is in this thing?
It's called flour, Henry.
Maybe this one will be lighter. This is no joke. Oof. Bit heavy for flour.
What did you say? 1 groschen
like
for
a
every
pig.
6? I can't remember how much he said.
Maybe this one will be lighter.
Sounds like Pocky Talk's mom was in the chat just now.
This is no joke. I can barely lift it. What the hell is in this thing?
Oh, and he's wearing black in the middle of a hot day. I forgot that I was in my black outfit.
What the?
Yeah, it's more than just flour.
Have you got it done? I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurva. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see,
Scratch.
for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy. Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
So thievery. Just like Peshek in Ratai. I should have known.
Thievery? What a crude way of putting it.
But a truthful one.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house, there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. But due to an unfortunate twist of fate, ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistos. It's written right on it. Can you read? At least a little?
I can read. But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is, the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semin's wedding?
Aye. If you help me, I'll find a way to get you there. Miller's honor.
All right.
I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Well, I call it the art of thievery. It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses. or how to quickly and painlessly send them to the land of dreams. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key, there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to. You can practice on that.
Okay.
Where exactly should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskovitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square. Just remember, lad, if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets. Then it would be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't even read.
I'm not a tramp, sir. Alright.
No, I doubt the bailiff will let me roam around the rat house and go peeking through his chests. Any advice on getting in there without being spotted?
Oh, come on. Do I really have to spell it out for you? Black clothes, the play of light and dark. A quiet night, and those who live in the shadows, concealed beneath its veil.
Is that supposed to be advice?
Just get some inconspicuous clothing and head over there after midnight.
And where can I get some clothes like that?
I had my outfit washed in the Zhiliov bathhouse, but after a bit of disagreement, they refused to give it back. It's my gift to you. All you have to do is pick it up.
Pick them up? You want me to steal them, don't you?
Doesn't it sound like a suitable appetizer before the main course? There's no sense in trying to deal with the owner, Dorothy, anyway. She's a contrary woman who's impossible to talk to.
I'm not even surprised your paths crossed, all right? I reckon I know everything I need. Thanks.
Okay. Alright, to learn thievery, I've got to talk to this old fellow upstairs. But here I can practice on this, which we're going to here in a minute. I need to go check to see if there's a beverage, or if Chris made any more coffee. I'm thirsty. Alright, Chris did indeed make coffee. Nice and hot. Nice. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I don't need a tutorial on this. I just need to get some points. Thank you very much. Dead rat! Yay! Alright, I got a point perk. Perk point, sorry. I think there's a mosquito in here now. Nope, 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 hang on. Okay. I don't care about fall damage. I will do deft hands for sure. Alright. Puggy says, are you doing second playthrough and doing all the opposite choices? Not opposite choices, no. There are things that I didn't do the first time around that I will probably do through this playthrough. Some decisions I will make that are different. So like this time around I chose to go here first instead of the blacksmith. I also chose to not antagonize Hans to see if I could get a different outcome, but we still ended up in the stocks no matter what. I'm choosing to go marksman primary this time around. I'm not going to use the long sword this time, I'm going to use the short sword, so I'll be taking different perks. I'm going to go thief primary this time around. Last time I was more of a Robin Hood type character. Kill that mosquito. So, you know, lots of different decisions. But I'm not doing this, like, this isn't the main game right now, so it's like, maybe I'll play once or twice a week. I have one save that's there, ready to go. That's the main save from when I played the first time through. So, because we don't know where the DLCs are happening. We don't know, are those going to be end-game DLCs, mid-game DLCs? So this way I have one playthrough where I have a mid-game character ready to go for DLCs that are mid-game DLCs, and then I have another character that's end-game, so that I have an end-game character. So. And anywhere where we can, we will probably make some different decisions here and there. Oh, I forgot I have. But not always. I would assume it's probably going to be the same way they did the DLC for the first game as well, probably. But my first game was just, I always do roleplay playthroughs, so my first character made certain decisions. This Henry will make certain decisions differently. One thing also we know certain things now during the second playthrough, so it's like, knowing what the wedding is, I'm not going to rush to the wedding. So there's a lot of things, we were talking about this earlier, like knowing who the poacher in the woods is, now that I've played the game for the first time, then I can meet that poacher at a very different point in the playthrough if I do it pre-wedding as opposed to post-wedding. So there's lots of different things that change in the second playthrough. There we go. Lockpicks are more durable and last 15% longer before breaking. Thank you. Yeah, I think my first playthrough, that was like 6 hours or something of just the wedding and what comes after. So knowing that that's such a huge chunk of the game, yeah, definitely do things a little different this time. Okay, that's good for there. I'm supposed to talk to the dude. Where is he at? That sounds like my brother's place.
What's up? Did you drop something?
Right.
What's the purpose of that pen? I see you're not grazing livestock there.
Indeed we're not, friend. That's where we learn how to fist fight.
Oh
Fist
shit!
fight?
I didn't know you could fist fight here.
Why do you
Something I
think?
missed during my first
It's a
playthrough.
pretty handy thing to know, and it's 100 times better than sitting on your ass all day.
Does the miller know about this?
Crazel? He came up with the idea, mate. Hey, fancy having a go?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'd love to try these bouts of yours. Shall we?
Wait a mo. First you need to get permission from the miller.
Crazel? Why's that?
He's the one who came with the idea and made it work. He's looking for a champion among us for the Zheleyov tavern fights. There, they have proper brawls. Not like here.
All right. Well, we'll go talk to him in a minute. That's really cool. I don't remember him. I don't even remember him offering the fist fights the first try through. I could be wrong.
Crazel said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
Oh my God!
All right,
It's showing his
follow me.
wreath.
So Crazel took you on just like that?
Excuse me.
Surprising. Crazel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Man, I'm so spoiled by the auto-follow in this game. No other games... Like, there's different things that different games do. Sometimes you find little things that you wish every game did. I wish every game did the auto-follow and the auto-pathing for the horse. Like, follow the road,
So what then? I
follow
don't have
this
all day.
NPC.
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
Don't worry. It's not my first time.
Well, well, well. You fancy yourself. Let's see. Where would you look for keys on a person?
In the front pouch, of course.
All right. I see you have some skills. Do you think you're up to stealing something from the front?
Nah, I'm not quite ready for that.
Don't you want to hear about it anyway?
All right. Tell me.
First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back?
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, front pouch, bad.
No problem. I can manage a different way.
Oh yeah? And how's that?
I'll take it from behind.
That you can.
That's what she said.
Just remember, it'll be further away and there's a bigger risk of getting caught.
Don't worry. I've tried it before.
Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right? Let's do it.
What are you waiting for? Have you started yet?
Done.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
That's it. It's a simple art. But if you want, you can give it another try.
Yes, please, because I suck at it.
Yes.
I did not do any
Get stuck
pickpocketing in my
in.
first playthrough, and this time around I'm going to be trying to play a more picky-pockety character. Ow! I missed what it said. It said something about when the center turns blue.
What's the hold-up?
Not quite sure I understood
That's that.
You're good at this. Want to try again?
Yes.
Yes.
You messed that one up. Try again.
Here. Have it back.
Nice job. You learn.
Yes, please. These are easy
All right.
points. Oops. Ew!
I've got it. Look.
Good.
Yes.
Yes. I did it. Here you go.
Not too sh.
Yes,
Yes.
please. I like the points, man.
Get stuck. Wrong. You want to try again?
Sure.
That's that.
You're good at this. Want to try again?
I feel like I'm getting less
Yes.
points for this than I was the picking locks.
Here. Have it back.
Nice job.
Or at
Yes.
least I haven't seen it update my perk stuff in the top right.
Gotcha. Pay attention or you'll get caught. Want to try again?
I've got it.
Good.
Nah, we're good. Let's try takedowns.
I'd rather try takedowns.
Why not, since we're here? Well then, it's easy. Just remember...
All right.
Shit! That hurt! You knocked me out nicely. I wasn't even aware of you.
I have no idea if they've added a Master Striker counter in unarmed fighting. I know there was a mention of it in the coda or in one of the perks pre-patch, but I wasn't actually in the game, so I don't know if they're going to add it or not.
I didn't fight back the first time. This time I won't make it so easy. Remember, if your victim is able to defend himself, you can still turn things around. But it'll be a close call, shall we? We've done this before, so you know what to expect. I'll fight back this time, so it won't be so easy to choke me out. If I defend myself, you can still knock me out, but you mustn't hesitate.
All right. Let's do it.
Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
All right. Let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right. Let's do it.
Nice choke. I'm still seeing stars. In such a way that I don't notice. But that's how it should be.
Out of curiosity, how close are we to the next stat bump? We're not that close. Probably one more pickpocket or one more lockpick.
One last time, and for real.
Oh, hang on. One last time and for real.
All right.
Stealth 8 and a perk point.
You took me down nicely. I wasn't even aware of you.
Probably one way or another.
That's all that's to it. Just one more thing. Not only can you choke someone out, you can even send them to their maker. For that you need a dagger. And now, would you like to try that takedown on me again?
I do not have a dagger yet, and I don't know where I get one.
Thanks, but I've learned enough.
Suit yourself.
Don't know where to get a dagger. Oh, never mind. Got one right there. Answered that question. Ooh, there's free lockpicks. Well, let's equip the dagger across all sets of gear, please. I probably don't need to practice anymore there for the moment. There's a quests offered here somewhere. Might not be somebody up top. Nah, I think it might be down. Ooh, can I eat out of this pot? Yeah, buddy. I'm at 54. I think this is the one that only is like 15% or something. Yeah. But hey man, free food is free food.
How about some more advice on sneaking around in Troskowitz?
You've come to the right man. You're as clumsy as a blind dog and about as inconspicuous as a cow at a banquet table.
Is that what they call it these days, JP? Walking the dog.
I focus mainly on my diplomacy skills.
Talking your way out of a bad situation can definitely come
See ya,
in
Nigel.
handy.
Thanks for hanging out.
But who knows if you'll be able to reach the end of your journey without drawing your sword or sneaking around. What do you want to know? I'll try to explain it as simply as I can.
That's all. Thanks for the advice. I hear you let your hands fight each other. Could I have a go too?
Who told you about that?
Hensel told me. He said I can join if you allow it.
Hensel did? What a blabbermouth.
So can I join in?
Well,
Was this
all right,
fist fighting
since you
club
already
in
know about
the
it.
first playthrough?
Them
I
three
didn't.
slackers of mine ain't exactly had
I must
their
just not have been
finest
paying
hour in
attention.
Jellyov. Maybe they could learn something from you.
Or I might have actually
Aye.
done the fist fighting
Once in a
before.
while, I send my strongest hand there to
I
test
came
his
to the
mettle
mill.
against the locals. He earns a few groschen, and I sleep better at night when folk around know I have a hulk of a man like that here.
And if I beat your hands, would you send me to Zhelyov? I could also use those groschen.
We'll see. You ain't beaten no one yet.
Alright, melee at the mill. I'll be right back. Alright. Arg. Let's trade.
I'll have a look at the wares.
I should sell some of this food stuff because it's about to go bad.
I'd like to do something about that price.
Sure. Why not?
Do we have a deal?
You must be from a poor region.
Final offer.
We're nearly there. Just lower your price a bit more.
Ouch.
You see? I knew we'd make a deal.
Alright, so I can go brawl. Get my patootie kicked. Oh no! Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Woo!
Very good.
It's been a while since I played. I misclicked. By the way, does this chest have something in it that I might want to take? Maybe, but they're standing right here.
Everything's arranged. So come on, let's fight.
Look at you champing at the bit. You do have the coin for a wager, don't you?
Wait, you never said anything about a wager.
Did you really think we brawl just to pass the time? Well, maybe we do a bit. But still, if you want to fight, you have to wager something.
If you say so. Here's the coin.
God, that was like
Great.
more than half
Get your
my
ass
coin.
ready
Jesus.
for a good kicking.
I should have saved before this.
Bad luck. Jesus, I'm hit. You fight like a little girl. My granny can punch harder than you. Fucking hell. I'm all yours.
Kick his ass, bro. Oh no! He's gonna kick my ass.
Useless. Who taught you to fight? You must.
Nice. Nice. You fight better than I'd have expected.
Thanks.
But we'll see how you fare against Malik. Oh, yeah. And this is yours.
Yeah, I just want the coin right now. Thank you. I've now had my butt kicked. I need some healing.
Now me.
No, not yet, you, sir. I need to heal. And I need a bath.
Farewell, my friend.
And I don't have my special perk that I had in my first playthrough where every time I would use the trough I would be perfectly clean as if I had gone to the bathhouse. I know there's a trough around here somewhere. Yeah, Heinrich, this was a really good patch for sure. I still need to make my way to the town so that I can check the barbershop, because I want to change my Henry's look. He's got to get a beard, different hair. But I got stuff I gotta do before that. I might as well sleep till the next morning. Can I go all the way? Hold that thought. Yeah, I haven't made my way there yet. Wow, I feel like the clock goes a lot faster this time around as well. Like I feel like that whole wait period is like. I swear that feels much faster. I did not check that in the patch notes if that's actually quicker now. It sure feels like it's quicker.
God bless.
Oh, can I pick this chest since they're not over here? Ooh, hello. Nothing but cow shit. Yeah. Oh, there's a whole herb garden over here. Cool. I was gonna do some more fist fighting, but they're not here yet, so. Woof. Let's see if I can find any more chests to open up. Sneaking. Sneaking. There's definitely more VFX and stuff on the PS5 with the new patch as well. Like we saw the lightning bugs were in the early part of the game the other day. Those weren't there in my first playthrough.
God bless.
Should I attempt that chest since it's medium? Why not? Let's do a hard... Well, let's do an exit save and try it out. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hey! Talking shit about my old horse.
Bloody hell.
Did I get caught? Probably beyond my skill to pick unless I use that quick finger potion.
Shit.
Ah! You know what? There's a better way to do this. I'm gonna chuck this potion and see what's actually in here before I waste any more luck, because it might not even be worth getting into. Oh, I don't have one. I thought I did. Never mind. Well, fuck it. I've got a hard save here. Let's see if I can get into this first. There may not be anything worthwhile in here, but I might as well burn some lockpicks and see. Come on, Henry. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
I don't like where that's positioned. That one's a hard one to do with that position. Come on. Come on.
Damnation.
Come on.
Shit.
I keep hearing people behind me, but nobody seems to be upset that I'm trying to pick this lock. I don't think I'm going to get into it at this skill level. I think I need to go get some more skill points. Oh, I did. No, there's nothing worthwhile in there. Boo! I'm gonna load. We are in playline 2. Bug is driving me nuts. What's up, Brett? Alright, well, we're going to ignore that. See if I can have another fist fight. Is he out there yet? Oh, it's somebody over here. This dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Good day to you.
Good day to you.
So he's probably too busy right now to fight. I'm gonna follow you, buddy. I'm on you. I'm on you like steak on shit. Let's go.
Oh.
Come on, let's fight. Throw hands. Throw hands. I bet I have to wait till later on in the day, because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. This guy's like, dude, let me do my chores.
Careful.
He's gonna go shovel cow shit. I'm telling you, kids, I would rather play video games than shovel cow shit. Alright, we probably need to rest a bit. Let's rest until like 10. See if he's ready to fight.
Well, ready to brawl?
Aye, all right. It's going to be a clean fight, see? No funny stuff.
What funny stuff?
Kicks in the balls, fingers in the nose, biting and shit like that. Try something like that and I'll rip your head off.
Don't you worry. I can hammer you without any of that.
We'll see about that. And what about
Oh,
the
I got some
wager?
points to spend.
Have you got coin?
But I don't want to wager.
Well, too bad.
Okay, hold that thought. Yeah, I was gonna say I have a warfare.
Gonna be then.
Artifacting on the save screen.
Made up your mind? Now.
Well.
Aye, all right.
What funny stuff?
Kicks in the ball.
Don't you?
We'll see. And what about the way?
Here it is.
That's the way I like.
You all right?
Well, a bit of liquor to ease the pain, a bit for the tummy, and I'll be all right. You're gonna be much worse off when Vera's done with you. If you wanted to train a bit before then, let me know. I can show you some tricks. And
Perfect.
here's your wager. Spend it well.
So he can teach me some tricks.
I'd like you to teach me something.
It can be done, but it doesn't come free. You know how it is. Years of hard work and self-sacrifice. What is this about?
75 coins? I think I'll keep my groschen, sir. Alright. After the first strike in combat, subsequential unarmed attacks cost 20% less damage, but are 10% stronger, which lasts for 30 seconds. Oh yeah, belligerent brawler. That sounds awesome. That artifacting is there again on that screen. Meow, 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 meow.
What are you waiting for? Come here.
I want to fight you.
Are you sure?
Don't you worry.
Well, got a coin for...
Yeah.
Get ready.
better kick his ass!
Well, fuck me. I stripped in like you, and you whipped my ass.
You're full of surprises yourself. Not even Pa swore as much when he whacked his knee with his blacksmith's hammer.
Oh, I know. Once a fight starts, my mouth takes on a life of its own. Here's the coin you won, and go and see Crazel. He could send you to Shelly-off instead of me.
Perfect. That's where I want to go anyway, because I want to go get to the hair dude, the Barbershop. Sir, allow me to talk to you about our Lord and Savior.
Well, Miller, it seems I defeated all the hands you have here.
Even Vera? Well, hats off to you then. Listen, what if I sent you to Shelly-off instead of him? You up to it?
Sure. Why not?
Great. I'll pay the entry fee and wager a pile on you, so you better win. And if you want to train a bit more, just punch the shit out of them sissies of mine. Take care, friend.
Okay. I love this piece of artwork every time it pops up. All right. Hang on, did it not actually start the quest? Hang on. I thought it actually gave me a quest to go to do the fight, but I don't appear to actually have a quest. Let me talk to him again.
God bless.
Huh. So I guess it was just like a breadcrumb to point me in the direction. But it didn't actually. Alright, that's Troskowich. Baths, which is at G. So I need to work my way towards G. Yep. Get up.
What a cheap hole.
I hate how they insult Pebbles, man. Every time somebody insults Pebbles, I want to get off my horse and stab him.
God. God.
No, we're not stopping for you fools.
Ow!
I need to head north. road over here.
Quick!
Apparently that's not the way to get here, so I would need to ride northeast. Might be a path down in here I could find.
Quick!
There it is.
Quick! Ka!
Okay, let's bear it to the right. Oh, yeah, be careful of that.
Ka!
Alright, I'm looking for the Barbershop in town. I think I see it on the map.
Whoa!
I think that's the scissors icon. Yep, that's gotta be it. So, this is the perfect place for me to take a peek. And hopefully it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg.
Blessings to you.
Blessings to you too, sir. Alright. 50 groschen! Jesus! We're not in Gutenberg, sir.
A cut and a shave, please.
Hope I'm getting a little something extra underneath the barber blanket for this. For a small fee, that's not a small fee. You can have the barber change your hairstyle or trim your beard. You can use the barber service at the bathhouse. All right, thank you, Chris. By the Village of Waggoner's Inn, which is where we're at right now, or the Adams Bathhouse in Gutenberg, marked with this icon on your map. All barbers have the same prices and offers, though the price may be influenced by your reputation. L2, R2 to switch between hair and beard. Up and down to see previews. R to turn his head. Square to confirm your selection and pay. L2, R2. Okay, after each trim, you gain a freshly trimmed buff, which temporarily increases your charisma. This is the classic cut. Scallot style. Tight trim, ordinary. I'm just an everyday, average, ordinary bloke. Father figure. The English knight to the Polish undercut. That's the Hans hairstyle, or the dandy. Okay. Okay. Turn head. Oh my goodness. Okay. The English knight is so ridiculous. Oh my goodness. The father figure. Alright. Let's look at, what do they say? Beard styles. This is what I really wanted to look at, was the beard styles. This is a clean shave. This is your first fuzz. The stubbly look. The dapper mustache. The adventurer. The goatee. The horseshoe. The Van Dyke. The connoisseur. A yeoman. The scholar. The burgher. A well-kept beard. The noble's beard. Oh, I think we might have to go well-kept. Yeah. I can dig that. Well-kept. That's a good start. I wish there were some longer hairstyles. No, not gonna lie. Oh, hang on, we had some more down here that I didn't notice. The Eastern Hand. Oh, I didn't go down all the way. Never mind, there was more hairstyles. Oh, no! The mullet. Oh my god, the Knight Errant. That's bad. The luscious locks. Ooh, menstrual. I think I found my look. Oh. Oh, oh yes. Oh yes. Oh my. Henry. Hang on. I think the well-kept beard with the menstrual style haircut. I think that right there is the look for our Henry.
Go back anytime. I can do all sorts of styles.
That's what she said. Alright, so now we can go in here and go into the settings and go into the photo mode. And let's take a screenshot with our... Well, I need to get rid of the hat, though, if I'm going to do this.
Beautiful.
We got to get rid of our hat if we're going to do this proper. Let's go over to our other set of gear. Let's get rid of the hat so that we can take a proper screenshot. Also take off the wreath. Hang on, I gotta make sure that I'm properly set up against Pebbles here for the screenshot. Yes, this is one of the things that got added to the game, Lady Atara, was the Barbershop mode. Don't worry, we'll have more screenshots with the wreath. But here we have Henry looking dapper with his new hairstyle and beard. So there we go. That is the new Barbershop mode that was added with patch 1.2. And on that note, Chris did pop her head in and say that lunch is ready, and we're 3 hours in anyway to the second stream of the day, so I will be heading out from here, everybody. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning on YouTube and Twitch for Death Stranding as we continue to play that game. Probably starting around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning like we always do, Central Time, so hopefully we'll see you there. I know, he needs to go to the bathhouse because he does still have a smudge on his forehead. But I think that's really cool. The new... It's 50 groschen though, man. That's expensive. But, looking dapper. Gotta love it. Alright, see you guys later on. Don't forget to check out the video that went live today about the discussion on... what were we talking about earlier? Consistency, that's right. And we have another video coming out probably tomorrow morning. I'll save that one for tomorrow, about the top 1% of streamers and what does that mean. That was another great conversation from this morning's live stream. So catch you all next time. Don't forget, in between all the live streams, everything happens on the YouTube channel. And don't forget the movie review channel. The latest episode of Severance is up. I've got to do a review of the Old Man TV show. And Chris and I just watched the Timothée Chalamet Bob Dylan biopic the night before last. So I got to review that as well. So I'll see everybody next time.